Joe Escalante here with the last of the famous international morning shows continuing. And my guest, director of what a lot of people say is, well, many people say the best movie ever made, Donnie Darko. A lot of people will just actually say that. That's the best movie ever made, Donnie Darko. Now, Southland Tales, big part of the AFI Film Festival. And he's here, Richard Kelly.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. You got a little bit of history with the Indie 103.1 audience, with the music from Donnie Darko. And now I guess Indy's in your new film?
Yes, they are. The film takes place in 2008 LA, and you guys actually created a bumper for us where it says 103.1 in 4th of July weekend 2008, and it leads into a live Radiohead track that we found.
Nice. Now tell us why. Tell us the plot of the film and why it's 2008 and summer and all that stuff.
It takes place in a parallel universe in America where we've been hit with 2 nuclear bombs in 2005, and then it takes you over the 3-year span of what happens to America, and then we arrive in 2008 on 4th of July weekend in LA when all of these forces sort of converge, everyone's trying to win California for the election, and there's an alternative fuel pioneer who's built this big machine out in the ocean and is broadcasting wireless electricity to run vehicles by themselves, and there's a lot of characters sort of converge in a big conspiracy, and everything goes really, really bad.
It sounds trippy, true to form for Richard Kelly. Your last film took me many years to even get a grasp on what the hell was going on. And doing research for you coming in to today, I think I finally got Donnie Darko now.
Yeah?
I think I know a little bit. Well, I mean, I don't get it totally, but just
I don't either.
A little bit. Yeah, I imagine this guy probably doesn't get it either. But did you have a lot of trouble explaining that concept to people with money that you usually need to make a movie?
Yeah, this took a long, long time. It was a very hard sell because it's a big, complicated, political satire, and it has a lot of characters. Dwayne Johnson plays an amnesiac movie star. And
are you speaking of The Rock?
I am, and he's this is the first time he's billed as Dwayne Johnson.
I noticed that. Good for him. I support that. You just be Dwayne Johnson.
We had a long conversation about it, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to do it on this movie. I'm going to be Dwayne Johnson.
That's a kind of a testament to your power too, because he goes, I'm in a Richard Kelly movie. I can just be Dwayne Johnson.
Well, I think he's like the biggest movie star on the planet, and I met him.
Well, congratulations for landing the biggest movie star on the planet in your film.
Well, and he's got Get Smart coming out next year, and he's billed as Dwayne Johnson in that as well.
Okay,
so I think it's gonna, we'll always know him as The Rock, but I think he's really proved to people that he's a really serious actor, and I definitely want to work with him again.
You kind of made some bold choices that I'm pretty happy with. Mandy Moore and Justin Timberlake, I think, are 2 fantastic actors.
They really are. They really are. And they come from a place of being in music when they're really young.
People are quick to kind of just dismiss them.
Yeah, but neither of them are the least bit pretentious about when it comes to acting. They came to the table with no preconceptions about who they were, and they wanted to completely just tear themselves apart in the sense of just, I'm a raw piece of clay and do what you want with me. And Justin in particular really does this amazing dream sequence in the film where he gets injected, or he injects himself in the neck with this prototype drug that the military is developing that's part of the alternative fuel system. And they're testing it on soldiers, and it puts them into this sort of telepathic dream state. And we played The Killers, all these things that I've done.
The Killers.
And he lip syncs to it with all of these dancers in Marilyn Monroe outfits, and I covered his white T-shirt in blood, and he has kind of a disfigurement facial makeup that is similar to kind of the way Tom Berenger looked in Platoon, in a way, where he's been disfigured in Iraq, and he's sort of a political pawn for the government, and he's a celebrity who's been disfigured in Iraq after having been drafted, and so he's sort of lip-syncing to The Killers with a can of Budweiser and frolicking with these 7 Marilyn Monroe dancers in the arcade at Santa Monica Pier. And he dumps the Budweiser on his head, and he's kind of casually lip-syncing to it, and it was a really fun way to sort of shake things up, having Justin lip sync to one of the biggest bands in the world.
You're talking YouTube gold, Richard Kelly. It's going to last forever.
Yeah.
Now, did you see him on Saturday Night Live, the Justin Timberlake episode? I'm sure you did.
I did, and that was when I saw him on Saturday Night Live. I knew he was a great actor.
Yeah, that's what happened to me when I saw him. I go, he's outdoing everybody there. And I mean, they all do it every week or whatever, but he put everything into it. He's just a great actor.
Yeah.
And, I'll see him in anything. Mandy Moore, I saw her in American Dreams. Kind of a silly movie, but real acting the whole way through. Yeah. A beautiful singer. You don't really expect that. So
she's got the goods. She actually has a scene in the movie where it's like the Melrose Place scene at the Agatha Christie kind of set piece in the middle of the film, and her character is supposed to be drunk, and she actually had 2 large vodka cranberries before the scene.
I had 2 before the show here, too. I know, and that's why it's going so well. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk to more Richard Kelly. We're going to find about the difficult process of getting this film finished and everything. We're at 8:19 on Indy 103.1. Back soon. Indy 103.